All right, what's up? Some fucking technical difficulties. No intros coming today, but
I
we're
don't
back.
like it.
We got Hammer here in the building. Finally.
No, not finally. I popped in last night. I know I was looking a little more spiffy last night. However, I'm here. I'm ready to roll. We're supposed to get an entrance from the Bagala. He says he's jumping on. Who knows what he's gonna do? But yeah, back in the building, back to business, and ready to hit the home stretch, man. These playoffs are fastly approaching, I should say. Playoffs are vast. So let's get it.
Yeah. We're coming in hot. Shit, I can't believe it's already week 14. We're at the last literal week.
Tomorrow's the day, really.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of I would say probably more than half of my teams are like this week, like is the week.
Right on the fritz.
Right there, just on the fritz in a few leagues. But we've got a big one tomorrow for Dynasty, at least. I mean, it looks like I guess we're both going to get in, so
It
hopefully,
does.
right? You never know, but
It does. But like you said, the thing is, you just want to handle your own business to secure a playoff spot. So whichever one wins between me and you is guaranteed a playoff spot. The loser kind of has to wait for another team if that other team loses. But that other team had Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, and that didn't work out so well. So it
Mhm.
does look like we're both going to make the playoffs, but you always want to handle your business and guarantee yourself the playoff spot. You don't want to have to kind of back in, as they say. But yeah, should be interesting. Damn, man, Josh Jacobs 1 yard away from the bonus, which sucks because 100-yard game in our dynasty league is a 5-point bonus, and I kind of needed that.
Yeah, I was mentioning that yesterday. I was like 99 yards. It's like it just worked out.
I mean, listen, he still had a really good game. He had, 99 yards in the touchdown. Obviously, Josh Jacobs has been involved in the passing game all season long. So I think he finished with like 18 and a half, basically. So Josh Jacobs he's been a workhorse for me all season. So I can't complain, the 100 yards would have been nice, but 27 goddamn carries. This guy, and I said this before, they are squeezing every ounce of juice out of that orange. The dude he's banged up, it seems like every single week for the last month and a half, and they are constantly giving him 25 carries. I know in the group chat, you're like, what the fuck? He's going to get 40 totes.
because he had like 20 at halftime. I mean,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But yeah, man, it should be an interesting stretch. I should be in the playoffs. I'm guaranteed one playoff spot. I'm out of the playoffs in your league, and then Dynasty. It's pretty much a foregone that we're both going to be in the playoffs. So 2 out of 3 is not bad. I don't want to count my chickens, but it looks like 2 out of 3. So I'll take it. And I'm the defending champ in Dynasty, so it's only right that I find myself back in the dance
there we go.
and give myself a shot at back to back.
Yeah, I mean, shit ain't exactly happening your way so far this year like it did last year, but
And it's mainly injuries, dude. Like Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase. You know,
oh, I know.
but I did pick up Christian Watson, so that's a big deal for me. He's not playing this week, obviously, but if I make the playoffs, that's a nice 1-2 punch with Christian Watson and Jamar Chase to go with Joe Burrow and Josh Jacobs, pretty much heading up my team. So I feel good about my squad. Joe Burrow kind of carried me last year with Cooper Kupp in the playoffs, and I think now having Jamar Chase, just that double dip is just going to be awesome. And listen, hey, if I don't win this year, I still got the foundational pieces. I got 2 first-round picks coming up in the rookie draft, so I feel really good about my prospects going forward. And let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, Caddy, what up? What up? There's Jackson. What up, pussies? Love y'all on your bad bandwagon ass Hammer.
I don't. What's the bandwagon thing? I don't. Is that because I have a Yankee hat on?
It was probably something that you were saying. I don't remember. Yeah, how do you feel about Judge getting a monster fucking deal?
To be honest with you, I think that it was kind of necessary. Like they had to have him. Like at essentially any cost. That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? So yeah, they kind of had to do it. Where were they going to go without him? You know what I mean? If he wasn't on that team last year, they would have won fucking 70 games and they would have been awful. So you got to have Judge back, but they got to get some pitching. That's really what it boils down to. They got to get pitching for the playoffs. So, you know, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. But yeah, they kind of had to have him.
I guess they fucked themselves, though. I guess they probably could have got him cheaper if they just gave the contract earlier before the
like
season.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. No, they did offer him a contract before the season, 7 years, 213. Yeah, 7 years, 213, and he didn't take it, and he goes out there and hits 60 plus home runs, and the rest is history. But they could have signed him. They could have signed him a couple of years ago, and maybe got him for 25 mil a year or whatever.
Jackson said, "Real talk, Goff or Huntley? Goff."
We had this question. Yeah, it's got to be Jared Goff here for sure.
Yeah, give me some Goff and what should hopefully be a high-scoring game. Caddy said, "Flex one, D-Hop, Connor, or Debo." Oh, we've got.
Whoa! Stop!
Shut the fuck.
Stop traffic! Whoa! It's a Bigfoot sighting.
We got Bagala in the building.
Holy Jesus!
For the first time in a while. I forgot what you look like. Shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, listen. I got a lot of things going on in the life, so.
Yeah, he's got a lot of terrorist activities to get to.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, man.
Hey, listen, some of us can grow hair. Some of us can't. That's...
My hair is still there. That's not a problem.
I left you out of it because I didn't want to say anything. I'm not trying to put your business out in the street, but
do whatever
some
you
of
need
us
to
can
do.
grow hair and others can't. Top left.
The net result is still there. So Bagala, real quick, a couple of episodes ago, Jackson popped in and said, "Yo, what up? No hairline Steve and degenerate gambler Hammer."
Woo! That's why Jackson's my boy.
And it had me absolutely crying. But what up, man? It's been a minute. What do you got going on? What are your fantasy teams looking like?
Actually, yeah, well, right now I'm getting my career going, truck driving career, get my CDL. Fantasy teams are looking absolutely outstanding this year. I'm having a great fantasy season, but I do need to cash it in. Unlike somebody, Steve's not having that. Steve can't do anything right this year. He can't win games in fantasy, and he can't even tank the right way.
I'm down in only 2 leagues. There's only 2 leagues I'm not making the playoffs out of 10.
We don't care about the other 10.
We don't care about the other 7. We care about 3 leagues.
Take that. It doesn't matter what you care about. The total picture is what matters.
No, because we don't care about the other 7. Those don't count to us.
It's the home leagues. It's the home leagues.
Exactly.
The home leagues are always going to be more important.
And that's
what's important to us. We're not involved in the other 10.
And last year was all 3 leagues in the playoffs, something nobody else did in our league.
Steve, we're talking about this year. You stink in redraft, and you tried to tank in Dynasty, and you didn't even do it the right way.
I'm so good in Dynasty that I turned that shit around.
No, you scored 120 points, and you beat people scoring 100.
Exactly. You tried to tank, and you didn't do it the right way.
A win is a win, boys, when you're playing fantasy, right? Doesn't matter how many you score.
It's
you got to score more points than the other team. So,
and you're right about that. But here's the deal: when you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. Yes,
full disclosure, Steve. On those 4 or 5 game win streak that you had, full disclosure, don't be a bitch. You were trying to lose those games.
No, nobody was trying to lose those games. I was actually
All
winning.
right, all right. Just
If I was
let's
trying to lose, then I would be playing people that I wouldn't need to be playing.
Steve,
But
you went and had a fucking fire. I'm all right. You know, I'm not gonna get into it with you. You're not gonna be honest about it. I don't want to hear
about
it.
What? All right, boys. This is what's going on.
Let's move on.
I had injuries in Dynasty, and instead of trying to fight for a playoff spot, which I probably wasn't going to get, I decided to start selling off some of my dudes and start racking in assets for next year, like you should do in Dynasty. These fuckers don't agree with that because they're just being whack about it. But that is the reality in Dynasty. Is if you're in a middle of the pack team and you're not going to make the playoffs, you need to get rid of the dudes that are not your main dudes that you're going to build around in order to start.
You were 2-4
next year. Exactly, 2-4. And
the season was barely even. It barely started yet.
And there were teams that were way ahead of me. So in that in Dynasty,
you tried to lose and you didn't do it the right way.
Instead of getting the 7th or 8th pick in the draft, why wouldn't you try and get the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th pick?
All right, but that's not what I asked you. Was what you trying to lose?
It doesn't matter. It's not a fact of what am I trying to lose.
He can't say it, Polish. He can't say it.
Because that's not what it is. What you don't understand is a strategy that's used in Dynasty.
That's fine. Nobody's arguing your strategy.
Okay,
I just want to hear
nobody was trying to lose. What I tried to do was get off points off my team that I didn't need, that wasn't going to happen next year. So this way, it put me in a better position to get a higher pick in the draft. It's not considered trying to lose. It's considered getting rid of the guys that you need so that you can get a better squad and get more assets for next year. I made numerous trades and set myself up for the future and got way younger. So it doesn't matter whatever I gave up. I'm still in there, still getting in the playoffs. And that's how you do it. And that's
all right, chat. Full disclosure, Steve tried to tank and he did not do it the right way and ended up winning a bunch of games.
So that's what happens when you actually have a good squad.
What he did.
And
your team's not that
good. It didn't work out.
Your team's not that good. It scored 120 and the other team scored 100.
And if you look at all of everybody else's scoring over that period of time, I would have still won multiple games over that because nobody was scoring 150, 160 except for 2, 3, maybe other teams. Okay. Then when I needed to win, and when you need to win, you're scoring 150, 160. This is what happens when your team outperforms what they should have done, and people start hating on you because you're in the playoffs.
I think we got to show it. I think we got to show it again.
Yeah, because I can't stand you. Not even a little bit.
D-Hop, Connor, and Debo. Which one are y'all going with?
Debo's out, so it's D-Hop or Connor.
Why would Debo be out?
Well, let's see, because he hasn't really been that productive. He's banged up, and D-Hop and Connor are going to get way more of the share in a better offense right now with
but Debo Murray. Probably has the best matchup out of the two.
But that doesn't.
He does, but he's garbage.
That does.
He's not garbage. I think for this week I would go. I like Debo's matchup, and I would go Debo. New England has a really good defense, and Bill Belichick is not going to let D-Hop go absolutely bonkers. He's just not going to let the best player beat him. That's what Bill does. He kind of takes the best player out of it. He's a really good coach. Connor, I don't know. He's been having good games, but he's really been up and down all year. Debo's been up and down too, but I just like the matchup against Tampa. Tampa's secondary is, probably middle of the pack, not even, you know what I'm saying? If that, their defense hasn't really been good these past couple of weeks. They've been underperforming. So I just take Debo just based off of the matchup. I like the matchup, basically. And, that's why I would take Debo. Now, take away, that the ball is being spread around in San Fran because they have so many weapons. But I just like Debo just based on the matchup. Not saying he's gonna do what he was doing last year because he just hasn't been doing that this year. He missed a game. All of the injuries at quarterback. They don't got Jimmy. They got Brock Purdy. But I'll take Debo. I think we can see more in this game, at least, we can see Debo run the ball a little bit more and things like that. So I don't know. I like Debo for this week.
Yeah, I think I'm rolling with Connor. They're spreading the ball around because Ayuk is just a better wide receiver than Debo, in my opinion. Debo can just run the ball a little bit better, obviously, or better with the ball in his hands. But Ayuk has been
better football player.
Ayuk's been solid, yeah. So I'm gonna roll with Connor actually, no matter how much I hate Connor. And Caddy knows this. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Connor. Who you got, Hammer? You got D-Hop?
Yeah, I'm taking D-Hop here, and I just listened. You could tell me about the matchup. You could tell me about Bill Belichick, all that stuff, and that's fine. And I'm not disagreeing with it. But when you're one of those guys, you are essentially matchup proof. You know what I mean? And I think out of these three, the Patriots are just better against the run. I don't think that they'll be able to shut a guy like D-Hop down. And he, like I say, he doesn't rely on speed. He's not a Tyreek Hill kind of guy. He relies on route running, hands, footwork, fundamentals. He's essentially what Stephon Diggs is. He's a little little bit older.
Stop.
He's a little bit older. You're just straight telling me right now that I'm saying he's a little bit older. He's not as good as Diggs is now, but D-Hop is still D-Hop, and I think he's been playing extremely well because he had those 6 games off, and I talked about this. I'm not saying he's better than your boy Diggs, but he is still that dude on a pretty decent offense, and he's going to command 10, 12 targets, even with Hollywood there. No Rondell Moore. So I like D-Hop here to get at least 10 targets, 6, 7 receptions. He can get 80, 90 yards. And if he gets in the end zone, you're talking about a really big day.
Yeah, I feel you. Not bad. Jackson said the ghost, Bagala.
Jackson shows me love every time I pop on. I love
Daddy
Jackson.
says we haven't seen Bagala since Tony got traded.
Yeah, probably, Caddy. Yeah, you're probably right. I just been a little busy, man. I missed everybody, definitely.
No, we didn't.
Bagala been gone since Cup Ass been injured.
Yeah.
Baker was a backup when Bagala was here last.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Breece Hall was still healthy when he was here last.
That it's a stretch now, Cadillac. It's a stretch.
So much has been happening.
Chaka, what up, brother? If you had one shot or one opportunity, he's always
everything you want in one moment. Would you capture? All right, Chaka. Yes.
Hey, listen. Shout out to Eminem.
That's a good troll right there.
Barkley has another subpar day. I'm gonna go lethal in the streets.
You might have to go lethal in the streets. I mean, the Eagles have a really, really good defense. So maybe I think Barkley's probably in this game, unless he breaks off a big one, you're probably looking at 60 yards, 70 yards, and you're hoping he gets a touchdown.
Which he does a lot.
But what's been worrying me is that he hasn't really been getting the receiving work that he was getting earlier in the season, and I think they kind of need to get back to that.
Well, I think just really quick on that part. I mean, he's got 16 targets in his last 3 games. Honestly, Bagala, the thing that concerns me the most is 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago now, he had 35 carries against Houston. Since then, he's got 44 carries in 3 games. You know what I mean? So I think that, and especially, and I talked to you guys about this, especially Bagala, we talked about this too, is the workload he's had to carry for that Giants offense so far. You just wonder if he's wearing down, and now he's dealing with an injury. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
Yeah, I don't know if he's wearing down. And like you said, since that 35 carry game, he hasn't had that many carries more than 20 carries in the game. I just think the Giants offense is in a real weird position right now. And you kind of saw it last week against Washington, where Dable, it's like they're not sure if they want to give Daniel Jones more responsibility. And they're like in the middle. You know what I'm saying? At points, it looks like they're taking away from Barkley to give Daniel Jones more, but then when they need him to do more, it's like they take the ball out of his hands. Last week in overtime, 4th and 3. That's a time right there when you should give your quarterback the ball. And if we're going to lose it, we're going to lose it. But we're not playing for a tie. Who plays for a tie? So, that's the thing. Dabo has been really good for the Giants, for Saquon Barkley, and for Daniel Jones this season. But these last couple of games, we've seen something from him that we haven't seen since the beginning of the season. He came out so aggressive. And now that they're in a playoff spot, it kind of seems like he's gotten very passive with his play calling. And you're playing with house money, even if you don't make the playoffs. Nobody thought you were going to win 7 games, 8 games, 9 games. So just let it ride. Let Daniel Jones play. It's time to get back to your aggressive nature that got us to 7-2 instead of this garbage that we're doing now, this in-between garbage. If you're going to give Saquon the ball, give it to him 30 times a game. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to throw the ball and give it more to Daniel Jones, then let the kid fucking throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Stop with this in-between wishy-washy shit. It's killing me.
I think when he has thrown the ball, he hasn't been great. So, and there's not much guys for him to throw the ball to.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Everybody's keyed in, on Saquon. And I mean, even still, Saquon, it's not like he's still not getting the workload. He's still getting 20 touches. 20 touches a game. I mean, but against Detroit, a pretty garbage defense, 15 for 22.
And
that can't happen.
I mean, that can't happen. I don't care.
And that's where I say the play calling has gotten a little bit passive. You know what I'm saying? Regardless or not, you still got to go out there. Whatever you put on the field is what you put on the field. Darius Slayton has been really good for them, as a wide receiver, as probably the only wide receiver they have since they lost Wan'Dale Robinson.
But also that 15 for 22 kind of goes back to what I'm talking about in terms of the dude might just be wearing down from all of the work. That's what I'm saying. That just might be a product of him wearing down, especially being really the only offensive threat on a team. And teams are saying, listen, we're going to load the box. We're going to put 7, 8. Fuck it. We'll put 9 guys in the box. Daniel Jones, are you going to beat us with Darius Slayton and Bellinger? Probably not.
Probably not. But also, if they do that, like I said early in the season, Dabo and Kafka, they were a little bit more creative in their offensive play calling, where they were getting Saquon in space. It wasn't necessarily always handing him the ball. They were getting Daniel Jones out on the edge, getting him running and things like that. And now you just don't see that from them anymore. It's like they went back into a shell and they're like, all right, we have the playoffs. Let's just get to the playoffs. You can't play like that. You have to keep playing to win these games. And this week is going to be tough against a really good Eagles defense. You don't have receivers to begin with, and they have their defensive backfield is probably the best in the league. And then their defensive line has gotten better. Jordan Davis is back. They signed Sue. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard for them to run the ball. I just don't see. I don't see how. It's going to be a tough day for Saquon, and it's going to be a tough day for the Giants tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, he's still getting 5, 6, and 5 targets to
receptions. Yeah, targets. Yeah,
he's still getting the receiving work, but he's just not doing anything with it. 13, and 18 yards the last 3 games. So
yeah, but it's a lot of swing pass. Get him out, put him in a slot. Line him up tight. H-back, get him running a route, some angle routes, get him a little bit going downfield on his routes instead of throwing it to him behind the line of scrimmage and asking him to break a tackle and make a big play.
Yeah, I mean, he still scored 2 touchdowns the last 2 games, so he's at least, bailing you out. He's not giving you shit.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to score the touchdown. If the Giants score, it's probably going to be him.
Yep.
Penguin master. Should I start Kirk or Kyler at flex? Should I start Kirk or Kyler? And then at flex, should I start Latavius, Mostert, Burks, or Rashard White? Burks is not even playing, so he's going to be.
Burks is out. I'm starting White, and who does Kirk have? Detroit?
The Lions, yeah.
I'm playing Detroit. I'm playing Kirk and probably Rashard White. Even though White has a tough matchup, I just like him better than the other options there. I mean, Latavius Murray got a good matchup too against
Kansas City.
Against Kansas City, they really struggle to stop the run. But
they could be down
early.
Yeah,
if they get up early, you'll see a lot of Mike Boone. So for me, it's White and Kirk. As much as I hate fucking Kirk Cousins,
I'm surprised you're actually picking Kirk there.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Detroit
because Kyler's got the good matchup too, and he's got the rushing. So.
Yeah, but Detroit, even though Detroit has been playing a lot better, I would say that on defense.
Their defense still stinks.
It still stinks, but they've been playing better.
We're definitely going with Kirk because of Kyler's matchup.
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement on Kirk there, Hammer, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning Kyler here, but like I said, I do think that they'll score some points, but I could see Kyler turning it over a couple of times. So I do like Kirk here in this matchup.
Oh, he meant Deontay Johnson instead of Burks on that. So Murray, Mostert, Deontay Johnson, or Rashard White.
For me, it's still Rashard White. Deontay hasn't.
Pickens is bad. Pickens is becoming the guy there.
Yeah, but Pickens had a bad week last week, still, just Deontay he doesn't look good.
Well, they're not scoring touchdowns. He's getting a ton of targets, but he's got no touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, I think. I don't think he has not one touchdown.
Which is crazy.
No touchdowns. And that's really the biggest difference. I mean, he's getting some catches, but not doing anything with them. No 100-yard games. But that whole offense is just bad. But he's missing touchdowns. I mean, you give him touchdowns and he's decent, but yeah, and then with Fournette is banged up as well, so Rashard White is definitely a good play there.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of game he has because San Fran's D is serious, but he'll get the value.
Murray's gonna be decent, but not really crazy upside, so I'll probably give you more. But
I think the only way Murray stays viable is if the Broncos somehow make that a game.
Yeah.
But we could be looking at fucking 28-7 by halftime in that game.
It could be. Latavius begin pass.
I
know Boone is back, but Murray's still going to get a majority of the work. But go ahead.
And I'm actually going to go Latavius Murray here because don't forget that Broncos defense is still pretty good. And I think they're going to try and control the game and kind of keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, as much as possible. I'm not saying they're going to shut down, Mahomes and company, but I do think Latavius gets enough work and they're going to make a concerted effort to try and control the clock and, keep possessions limited. And that should mean a decent volume for Latavius Murray. So I'm going to go with Latavius here. And I think, listen, if they get near the goal line, he's going to get the work.
Yeah, but the thing is that the Broncos can't move the ball, and to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, you have to get first downs. And Broncos' offense has been fucking anemic. It's been putrid. Russ is a puke piece, and so I don't.
I wouldn't. Give you at least that 10 points. Like that's what he's going to give you, like a 10-point, basically, with PPR. So you could feel at least kind of safe that you won't get screwed.
Yeah, with White at least.
But White is still, I mean, he gets receptions anyway. I mean, he scored that.
No, White is really good. I like Rashard White.
Scored that touchdown last week, right? At the end. Yeah, 8 targets. I mean, 6 catches. So even if Fournette does play, he's going to give you solid 2, even though San Fran is a good D as well. But
yeah. Funny story.
A lot of dump offs, you know.
Yeah. Funny story, really quick. I think Polish knows this. The guy that owns the corner store, down the block or whatever, he never really speaks to me, and I kind of think halfway he's racist. I've told you about this, Polish, right? So I walk in there and I'm asking for my pack of cigarettes, and I got my Giants hoodie on, and he goes, "Big game." And I was looking down at my phone or something. He goes, "Big game for you guys this week." And I look up and I'm like, "Yeah." And bang, lo and behold, he got an Eagles hoodie on. I was like, "Oh,
that explains a lot."
He never ever talks to me, kid. Like never ever. Half the time, I think he doesn't even want me spending my money in his store. And then I'm like, "Oh, now you want to talk to me, right? When your team is beating the snot out of everybody, and you know we're the next victim, and now you want to rub it in. He better hope that the Giants don't win this Sunday, because I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna turn up."
That's hilarious.
So, just a funny story. I was like, yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, but cool guy, I guess." Football brings everybody together. All kinds of people, color and creed.
Zonovan or Wilson?
Ooh.
Standard. No PPR.
Wilson has a better matchup.
Yeah, I'm a Jeff Wilson guy here, and I rolled with him a lot last week. He kind of let me down, like big time, because I could have used at least a solid game for him. That would have guaranteed me a playoff spot if I would have got a solid game out of Jeff Wilson. But I'm still going to roll with Jeff Wilson here. I think he's going to get the carries. He's obviously dynamic in that offense, so I'm gonna go with Jeff Wilson here.
Yeah, I would go with Wilson too. He has a better matchup. Chargers can't stop the run. Have problems there. Knight is playing the Bills. Bills, for whatever I know they lost Von Miller, but they still got a pretty good damn defense up there, and it's in Orchard Park. So I think they'll have to throw the ball to keep up with the Bills. So yeah, give me some Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, I'll take Jeff Wilson also, even though last week was disappointing and it's a little bit.
It was the game script.
A little bit scary, at least going in this week, but. Michael Carter is back. So, if he wasn't back, then, maybe Knight is the better play. But because Michael Carter is back, we don't know exactly how that's going to be split. So,
hey, Knight can bowl. I kind of like Bam Knight.
He can. Jackson said Cheetah has been going boom, Bagala.
Yes, he has been going boom. Cheetah's he's that guy. He's one of those volatile guys, and you know what I'm saying, in fantasy, that when he goes boom, it usually turns into a win for you. And Cheetah's so good. I love me some Cheetah in fantasy.
It's just insane. The guy is ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
3 20-point games from Barkley. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you got to temper expectations, man. They don't have anything else. And a lot of times it's just Saquon making plays. You know what I'm saying? So Saquon's good. He's still top 5 running back in the league in fantasy, because he's going to get the value and he's good enough to make something out of it. And he's still scoring touchdowns. So that's what keeps him, relevant. So I'd still trot Saquon out there. I'll take my 15 to 17 points a game. And then if I get lucky, because he can break one, if I get lucky and makes a big play, then boom, there goes your 20, 25 point game.
I think also too with Saquon, it's essentially a product of where you took the guy and what he is for your team. You know what I mean? He's that RB1. You drafted him essentially in the first round. I know some people had some issues with Saquon in terms of coming off the injury, whatever the case may be. They weren't sure, how back he was going to be per se, but wherever you drafted Saquon, but I'm saying like where you drafted him, there's no doubt you're playing him regardless. I don't think you could go into it and go, am I going to play Saquon Barkley or Jeff Wilson? That's not a question.
No, it's not. And he's been, even though he only has the 320-point games, Saquon's been very, very productive. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, looks like
you're number 5.
You're losing that bet to Patrick.
Woo.
But it's not that it's not
yards.
Yeah, but it's not that Chubb has to beat out Saquon for the rushing title. Chubb has to get the rushing title. You understand?
Oh, I thought
it was whoever did better between.
No. It was specifically for the rushing title. Hopefully, Patrick can chime in and say, but it's for the rushing title.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. That's a little fugazi, Bagala.
He's backtracking.
It's not fugazi. That's what was said. And when Patrick chimes in, he will tell you it's for the rushing title. And right now, Chubb doesn't have the rushing title either.
We got the game tape. We could just throw the red flag and check the game tape.
I don't even remember what episode that even was. Shit, we'd have to.
I don't care. I'll go back and look at it. I'll spend one day looking at that shit to get that.
But it is for the rushing title. We're both losing right now. So
who's leading?
That makes you feel better.
Derrick Henry. Who else? It's Derrick Henry. I think has the most rushing yards in the league.
No,
I'm gonna check that out right now.
It's Josh Jacobs by
Josh Jacobs. There you go.
400 yards
by 400. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's crushing people right now.
Now to be fair, he did play the one more game, obviously.
But even still, he
was right now. Who's in second?
Chubb.
As far as actual just yards.
Yeah, for the rushing title. Yeah, for the Chubb.
Chubb is second. Yeah, but
run down top five real quick. Jacobs, Chubb.
Jacobs at 1402, Chubb at 1119. So that shows you the gap. Then you got Henry.
Like Steve said, Jacobs did play on Thursday. So,
but even still, he came into the week with a 200-yard lead. So
yeah. So and then you got Henry, right?
Henry at 1078, Barkley at 1055. So it's pretty close. Once that 2 to 4 is close.
Yeah, but listen.
Then my boy Dalvin at number 5 with 927.
Yeah, Dalvin sucks. Anyway,
yeah, he's trash.
But listen, Derrick Henry's playing Jacksonville this week. He could have 200 yards and put all of this to sleep. So
there's a few games left, so there's still that can be shaken up. And of course, Jacobs had some monstrous games that could happen for any one of these guys too with their games. So.
Henry still has he got Jacksonville this week. He runs for 200 yards every time he plays Houston, and I think he's playing Houston down the stretch too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So,
Bagala, that's a little bit of a backtrack by you.
No backtrack. It's the rushing title. I
don't know. Anyway, Eckler 105 targets on the season, 85 catches already. Jeez,
that'll work.
Yes, that will. Jackson said he traded Kupp and Pierce for Fields, Miles Sanders, Monty, and Devonta Smith. I remember that one.
That worked out for you. I mean,
we haven't done an 8 to 10 in a while. My bad. I was looking for the 8 to 10 here.
Well, a lot of the trade deadlines have passed.
So the trades but
was a few weeks ago, I think, if I remember right. But yeah, just
Fields, Miles Sanders. Yeah, it had to be before Kupp got hurt, right?
No, I think it was right after he got hurt. Some idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that deserves an 8 to 10. Just give him another one, just because. Fucking hurt. Makes no sense.
Penguin says he got a 63% chance to win because the guy had Carr and he has Jacob, so he might play it safe with Murray. Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, listen, as Blanc said, Kyler gives you the floor because of the rushing prowess, but be careful with Kyler Murray, man, because like I said, Bagala outlined, the Patriots defense. While I do think they're going to score some points, they could harass Kyler Murray into some turnovers. And once Kyler Murray starts going downhill, the wheels just completely fall off with that guy. So just be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful with that. I think I like Kirk for a little more stable production, especially playing against a Detroit Lions team.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick likes to take away what you do well, and he knows if he lets Kyler Murray get outside and run around and do all of that shit, it's going to be a long night for his defense. Kyler struggles when you contain him in the pocket and make him stay there and go through progressions and play from that pocket. I think that's what New England's going to do. They're not going to let him get outside the tackle box. They're not going to let him run around. They're not going to let him play backyard football. Oh, I don't know. And just because it says you have a 63% chance, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So don't look at the percent of you winning. Play your guys as you feel fit, and make your judgment calls.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad play, like I said, with Murray. I mean, we don't necessarily like the matchup, but to be fair, Murray hasn't really had a shit game. I mean, his floor, like we said, has been good because of that rushing. And even though they can try all they want to, keep him in the pocket and stop, all it takes is,
Wait, what time is the Vikings game?
Yeah. Vikings game is.
Are we looking at 1:00 Kirk Cousins?
No, it doesn't matter anymore. Anymore.
If it's 1:00, yes, it does. 1:00 Kirk Cousins, you play Kirk Cousins, Penguin.
It is.
Does it? Because
yes, 1:00 Kirk Cousins. 1:00 Kirk Cousins is better than every other Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins pretty much shit in your mouth. Last prime game he had.
One game on Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden he's Joe Montana.
One game.
Kirk is still Kirk. He's got the good matchup regardless. Doesn't matter what time. What time that's going down. But I think Bagala's just upset that Daniel Jones is just straight garbage year after year. No matter how much they pray that he's good.
Hey, listen, he's gotten better this year. He hasn't turned the ball over. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, because they won't let him throw the ball because they're afraid he's going to turn the ball over. Anyway, Caddy says he traded Jacobs for Henry, not the points I've been hoping for him to put up recently.
No, don't worry about it. Derrick Henry will be okay.
When did you do that? But yeah, I mean,
Derrick Henry will be okay. He's just the calendar just turned to December. This is when Henry starts getting rolling. He's gonna mash a few people. He's gonna mash a few teams. Don't worry. You're gonna get good to Derrick Henry down the stretch.
I will say this though.
The last 4 games is shit.
Yeah, and I will say this. Well, really, no. I mean, because listen, he had the big game against the Packers. He didn't have a great game against Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. But the one thing I will say, and similar to what I said about Saquon, is these running backs getting these 30, 35 carry games, especially with the physicality that a Saquon runs with, that Josh Jacobs runs with, that a Derrick Henry runs with. You got to be careful about these guys just wearing down. Now, listen, can Derrick Henry go out and rush for 200 yards tomorrow? Absolutely. And 3 touchdowns. We've seen that before, and he's fully capable. But I do worry, and Derrick Henry has a lot of miles on those legs. You know what I mean? Coming off a foot injury last year. So it's something to just, monitor. But listen, as I said with Saquon, if you got Saquon, if you got Henry, you're running those guys out there, and it doesn't matter what are the other options.
Yeah, I mean, he has kind of been, breaking down a little bit. Like I said, the last 4 games kind of hasn't been good. Yeah, he had a good game against Green Bay, but that was because he wound up banging in a touchdown, and then 2 for 40. He had both games in between there where he had 2 extremely long receptions, which is not going to happen obviously all the time. But he had the 2 big receptions that kind of just kept him afloat. Because other than that, running the football, I mean, he hasn't averaged over 3 yards per carry in any last 4 games. Against Green Bay, 3.1.
Well, yeah, also, but they got down so fast against Philly that they had to throw the ball so much. And don't worry about Derrick Henry. Listen, Derrick Henry's next 3 games is Jacksonville, the Chargers, and Houston. You'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully he gets back to form. He's got some good matchups.
I mean, those games that you said, yeah, he had the big game against, Green Bay, but since he got a pretty good defense, you know what I'm saying? Since he has a really good defense, and Philly has a really good defense, and the Broncos have a really good defense. Those are 3 tough defenses that he had to play against, and we need to start looking at that and stop saying like, oh, this one's breaking down and 3-point. Like he went up against some really tough defenses, and you got to give those defenses credit to, they held up.
Yeah, but like you were saying, they could be down in any of these fucking games quick. Like, I mean, they don't have anybody to throw the ball to. Tannehill is okay, but if Derrick Henry is not running the rock, efficient, like they're just not good.
Yeah, and I think they got away from what they do, because what we've seen from Tennessee is that even if they get down by 14 points or by 10 points or something like that, what does Mike Vrabel do? He still runs the ball. They still hand it off to Derrick Henry. And I feel like they haven't been doing that. So I think they got away from a little bit away from what their identity is, because they're typically, when they go down in games, they tend to give Derrick Henry more rushes. You know what I'm saying? They're not a team that's going to try it. They're not a team that gives up on the run. And I think those 3 games, besides the Packers game, I feel like they gave up on the run a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I was just looking a little more into now, like Derrick Henry, looking at the games here. The games he did go off, I mean, Indy twice, Houston, Kansas City, Washington when they were shit early in the season.
Washington's still shit.
But yeah, I mean, a couple of shitty teams he's had some great games against. The rest has been kind of pedestrian, but he's scoring touchdowns is the thing that's keeping him, afloat.
But that's the thing with you can say that with all running backs. I think, they typically have a chance more than receivers to save their day with a touchdown, because if that team gets into the the goal area, one handoff, 5-yard touchdown, and that can save your day right there.
Yeah. So there is, I guess, some cause for concern for Derrick Henry, but he's got the matchups coming up that hopefully he gets back to form. He's got the perfect opportunity. So Jackson said Devonta, Judy, or Judy with Sutton out.
Devonta.
I'm gonna go Judy.
Yeah, I'll take my chances with Devonta.
Now I'm gonna go Judy just because if Denver goes down early, they're gonna have to be throwing in with something out.
No, that doesn't matter. Judy. That doesn't matter. They stink. You said this earlier. They can't move the ball.
They do stink. But listen, Judy played. He was a little bit limited last week. He caught all 4 receptions. He had 65 yards. So
hey, listen,
I like Judy.
Devonta Smith over the last 4 games is averaging 8-9 targets. So basically 8.5 targets over the last 4 games.
That's because fucking Jalen Hurts is just better than Russ.
Right. And 4 out of his last 5 games, he's had 8 or more targets. So I like that, especially with an offense that can move the ball. Listen, all you really need is one big catch from Devonta Smith. You know what I mean? It feels like for Judy to be productive, he's going to need 5, 6, 7 grabs in order to kind of buoy his fantasy day, Yeah,
maybe. I just see
yeah, it's close.
I see AJ Brown. This being an AJ Brown game. Not going to be happy after tomorrow, but that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can never guess which game Devonta's going to actually do his thing. But like Hammer said, he's been getting the ball lately, and Russ is just absolute garbage. That they average like 15 points per game.
It's so bad.
I think that's. Are they averaging 15 a game?
Something like that.
Garbage as of like.
It doesn't feel like it.
No, it feels worse.
It's because their kicker is just booing in shit all the time. I mean, Russ is just.
Russell Wilson's absolute dog water.
Just fell off the cliff there. Jackson said Kirk's the noon warrior.
Exactly, the noon warrior. Exactly. Kirk at noon is primetime Brady. Yes.
Penguin says Betty's going to start him for sure, no doubt. I picked up Dontrell Hilliard just in case. I mean, I don't know.
What with Henry?
As long as Henry's playing, you're not going to start Hilliard.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, if you've got Henry, then yeah, I mean, I guess you want
for a handcuff
next backup. But I guess I don't know if Haskins would be that handcuff. Hassan Haskins.
Yeah, but you won't. You're not talking about playing Hilliard over Henry.
No, I think he's just saying just in case if he gets injured.
Okay.
He's got Hilliard there. But Simp, what up, Simp? Y'all worried about Mike Will? Mikey Will still kicking around. Who to sit between Mike, Jamal, or Homer? Just saw update Walker and Dallas likely to sit.
I am worried about Mike Williams tomorrow. High ankle sprain. This is what, his first game back?
Yeah, he re-injured it.
He re-injured it. I'm not now playing Mike.
Totally off the injury.
Yeah, but I'm not playing Mike Williams tomorrow. I'm gonna wait a game. I'll wait and see, what he looks like before I plug him in there, because the last time he came back, he got re-injured. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, if you got Jamal Williams there, how could you sit Jamal Williams right now? Right?
I mean,
yeah, no.
How can you sit Jamal Williams right now? He has fucking 16 touchdowns, dude.
To be honest with you, I'm playing Mike Williams. It doesn't, to me, and I understand because I know what happened last time, but he was still kind of iffy. There doesn't seem to be any issue. Now, I know he gets hurt. I know he has a history, but if the option is Mike Williams or Homer, I'm going Mike Williams. That's just the bottom line.
He has Jamal Williams there too.
Yeah, but I'm saying he has to sit one.
Oh, okay.
That's what it looks like, right? He has to sit one of these guys.
He's still looking around who to sit between Mike, Jamal, or Homer. Yeah, well, I guess then you play Mike, but I don't feel comfortable with it.
No, but listen, if I had better options, and I think that's kind of what that boils down to, is like if you have a better option, like listen, if you have Michael Pittman or Mike Williams, you're playing Michael Pittman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something akin to that situation. But if it's Mike Williams or Homer, you're playing Mike Williams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was like in between either Mike or Jamal. Really didn't even see Homer there, but yeah, I guess you got to play. I don't feel comfortable with it just because I don't know if they say he's completely off, but he came back, he re-injured it. You don't know if he's going to be on the snap count, how much plays, how much time he's going to see if he does get re-injured. It's just like, I always like to kind of try and wait one more week when those guys come back just to see how they are. Like I had Judy. Judy was injured. I didn't play him, last week just because I didn't know what was, how healthy he was.
I gotta ask you a question though. Sticking with that theory that you just said, you played Deshaun Watson after missing 2 years right away. So I gotta ask you, did the same principles apply?
No, it wasn't an injury. It wasn't an injury. Listen, and I got I drafted Deshaun when we started Dynasty, and I had to, but you know what it is that right now I'm in a playoff spot. It doesn't hurt me. I'm the 3 seed either way. I'll trot him out there, see what he got, see how he looks, and then if he looks like absolute garbage, and I still won last week. He gave me 5 points, and I still won. So I can afford to play him, but I'm gonna have to make a decision next week.
Yeah, I mean, with Mike Williams, I think we don't have to be worried about limited or anything like that since he's totally off injury.
It's just re-injury, yeah.
He was still questionable or probable, like going in, then maybe, but I don't think you got to worry about there. But my issue now, I think, is Jamal Williams, where his upside is not what it used to be with Swift kind of getting more carries and getting back into form. Because now
doesn't matter.
Because now, it does. Because Jamal Williams scores a touchdown and you got 8 points, 9 points for the game. That's it. The only upside is if he scores multiple touchdowns. If he doesn't score multiple touchdowns, it's a 7, 8, 9 point game. As to where Homer can easily get that in PPR.
Yeah, but I think Jamal Williams he's in. It doesn't matter if Swift is there. They're in a true split. So he's going to get 50%. He's going to get 50%. Swift is going to get 50%. The only thing you got to worry about is that if one of those games, and we haven't seen it since Swift's been back, where Swift just absolutely goes bonkers.
You
know what I'm saying?
Where Swift
you're a big Swift guy. I'm not a big Swift guy.
And Jamal took a back seat. You got to look at what the team is doing now. So if you look more into Jamal Williams' touchdowns, he's got, I think, 10 of those touchdowns are at the 1 or 2 yard line.
Doesn't matter. It's 6 points.
Last 4 weeks, I think it was St. Brown and Shark have been tackled at the 1 yard line multiple times, and they're banging it in with Jamal Williams. So you've got to bank on that they're getting stopped at the 1 yard line for Jamal Williams to get in. And even if he does get in, what is he going to do on top of that? Because it doesn't matter how many carries he gets. He does absolutely nothing basically on the ground unless he's scoring a touchdown. And
he does nothing in the passing game.
So
0.
His upside is literally like 10 points.
But I know once they get down,
scores 3 touchdowns. But again,
I know once they get down there though. From the goal line to the 10 yard line, it's him.
How many times are they going to get the ball to the 1 yard line consistently?
But I think
it doesn't have to be the 1 yard line. I think it's more. I think
touchdowns. His touchdowns are from the 1 and 2.
But it just so happens that when they get there, they give it to him and he punches it in. But do I think that? If they're at the 10 yard line, 5 yard line, is he going to get the opportunity to bang it in? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you're wrong, because they've been using Swift the last 2 games a lot, also down at the goal line. Unless they're at the 1 or 2, Jamal Williams is not banging that shit in. If you just look at the touchdowns and where he scored those touchdowns. So I still like Jamal Williams, of course, but again, his upside is very limited and very capped unless he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns in a game. And he has been scoring 2 touchdowns in a lot of games. But again, that I don't know how much that continues. And with nobody else there, I'm actually okay with playing Homer over Jamal Williams in this particular setup, especially if it's full PPR. If it's full PPR, I'm definitely wrong. Then I don't know.
We'll see.
My bad. Simp says, what I'm saying, Stevie, who in y'all opinion of the 3 has the biggest upside? I mean, Mike Williams has the biggest upside.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson said, I want y'all to remember this and come into my comment when JT averages 25 in the fantasy playoffs.
It's possible.
Yeah, Jackson. I need it too, baby. I need it too. Let's go, JT.
Absolutely could. Sim says he's got Swift and CMC, I guess, on that same squad. This is a good one, actually. Caddy, would you rank Garrett Wilson over D-Hop for the rest of the season?
As long as Mike fucking White is throwing the ball. Yes, I would. I love me some Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, right now, yes, D-Hop is good. Yes, D-Hop is a great wide receiver. But it just boils down to right now, Garrett Wilson is just better receiver. He's more athletic. He can do more. He can beat you over the top. You know what I'm saying? He's not limited just because He's older, you know. D-Hop taking a step back with the speed. Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson's that dude. I would take Garrett Wilson for the rest of the season over D-Hop. Yes, I would rank him over D-Hop.
What about you, Hammer?
Yeah, I think the biggest caveat, as Bagala said, is who's throwing Garrett Wilson the football. Like that's going to matter, right? Because if say the Jets lose a couple of games and they fall out of the playoff spot and they throw fucking the Sweet Life back in there, that changes your perspective on how you feel about this. So I think really that's the biggest caveat on if Mike White stays in there, you got to have Garrett Wilson. If Zach Wilson comes back, then it's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, but even in the loss against the Vikings, Mike White still looked good, and I think Robert Saleh is going to have a hard time explaining to that team why he put fucking Sweet Life back in that quarterback if he tries to do that, because I think so.
But what I'm saying is that if the Jets lose a couple of games here and they really fall out of it, now the coaching staff has the ammunition to say, all right, listen, we're out of a playoff spot, whatever the case may be. We got to see what Zach's got. He's the second overall pick. So that's just the reality of it.
I think they've seen what Zach's got. I think they've seen Zach. I think what they're trying to see is what Mike White has right now.
That's what I know as well.
I don't honestly think they give a fuck about Mike White.
But also, too, the investment in Zach Wilson is more than it is in Mike White. Like, that's the bottom line.
They've already said that they're not done with Zach Wilson. Coaches already came out and said that. I don't know if you remember that. He's already said they're not done with Zach Wilson, but he needs to get his shit together before they roll him back out there.
The only way Zach Wilson doesn't play another game for the Jets is if Mike White takes him to like the AFC Championship game or some shit. Yes. That's the only way.
And Mike White, even last year, had one good game last year. He wasn't consistent at all. And now this year he's played Chicago and Minnesota, who's got two of the worst defenses. So I just don't know. Unless Mike White comes out and is throwing 2-3 touchdowns for the rest of the season and they're winning games, Zach Wilson is going to be back.
It doesn't. I don't think so. They are winning games, but not even that they're winning games. They won one, they lost one, but their offense looks exceptionally better with Mike White there.
But here's the thing: we're not disagreeing with that.
And for this season, I don't. First of all, I don't think we see unless Mike White absolutely falls apart in Buffalo. He has to absolutely fall apart.
We're not.
I don't think we see the Sweet Life again.
We're simply saying that if the Jets fall out of the playoff race, you will see Zach Wilson again. That's the bottom line.
I don't even know if that actually even.
No, I don't think you see Zach Wilson for the rest of the year.
White blows it up. There's
exactly
no way giving up. There's no way that they're giving up on Zach Wilson. You don't give up a first round pick. He's guaranteed 4 years of money. They're not just letting that go and saying, okay, he's not the guy. They're going to continue to go, which is why you see Sam Darnold keep getting chances, which is why you see Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, bro, but I'm not saying that they give. I'm not saying that
they're not going to give up on him. There's no way
they could trade him.
I don't think Mike White has done enough for them to give up on him. Mike White hasn't shown me enough yet. The offense does look better. I'm 100%.
Bro, the Jets have been putrid for so long.
But again, it doesn't matter because this is just the way that the NFL is. They're going to go over what they spent and they're going to give those guys chance after chance.
So you're saying if Mike White leads them to the playoffs, right? And just say they get into the playoffs, they lose in the first round. You think going into next year, Zach Wilson's going to come back out of camp? I mean, unless you think Zach Wilson's going to be the starting quarterback for the Jets?
Yes.
I do.
Yes. Without a doubt. 100%.
I don't know.
100%. There is a small percentage where, of course, it can go the other way around. But again, unless Mike White is fucking MVP caliber for the rest of the season, Sweet Life will be back. whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not. And again, we're saying we're basically on your side. Like Mike White has played better.
He's the better quarterback to me.
The way that the NFL is, this is just how it works.
He's the better quarterback to me. And yeah, but also I just the way things went down with Zach, if Mike White leads them to the playoffs and say, yeah, they lose a close one in the first round of the playoffs, I'd still think that team prefers Mike White over Zach Wilson. And I don't think you can throw Zach Wilson back in there after that. I think you try and trade him or something like that because just Mike White just looks better. These receivers look better. Elijah Moore looked like he was lost. He wanted a trade, everything. You know what I'm saying? Mike White comes in. Look, Elijah Moore, reborn. Now he wants to stay. Everything's okay. Mike White got the juice. He got the juice. He got that sweet elixir.
But I don't disagree.
Yeah. The team loves him. The team loves him. But again, he played 2 shit defenses. He wasn't consistent last year. Let's not forget he had 1 good game. And to be fair, the last 1, 2, 3, 4 games, 5 games really that the Jets have played, and that would have been Sweet Life, was 2 against the Patriots, 1 against the Bills, and then 1 against Denver and 1 against Green Bay. So they've played some tough defenses as well. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm just trying to look at overall what Mike White has done. He hasn't shown anything against a good team yet. So it's not like Mike White is not feeling it. He had 2 good games, but again, against 2 shit defenses. So
we're going to find out this weekend what Mike White's all about. But still, even though the Sweet Life played some tough defenses, dude, he could have played a lot better.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
He could have played a lot better, like a lot better.
But nobody's giving up on their second overall. It's just not happening.
I don't know. I think if Mike White wins a playoff game, look out.
We shall see. Jackson, Dolphins -3 and Vikings
money line.
Hammer.
Ooh, man. I like the way the Lions been playing, man. I'm tempted to take the Lions and the points. Detroit is favored tomorrow.
Yeah, we saw
at
that.
-2.5.
Yeah, they said fuck your boys. Vegas said fuck your boys, Steve.
That is absolutely bananas. Miami -3 in SoFi playing the Chargers. Yes, I will take Miami -3. I think that Justin Herbert's been very underwhelming, and it's
that offense.
Yeah, it's been a little disappointing. I understand the offense. I think Justin Herbert's still a stud, obviously, but
Brandon Staley.
We talked about Brandon Staley the other day, and he's one dumb decision away from getting the boot. Jackson. So Dolphins -3. I'm comfortable with that. If you could get them at 2.5, try and get them at 2.5. I try to stay away from that full 3 number because if you do push and the Dolphins win by 3, you're kind of voiding your ticket. So see if you could get 2.5 or 3.5 even. Fuck it. And see if you could go that route. Vikings, that game is dangerous, man. The Lions got some onions, and Dan Campbell kind of reminds me of Rex Ryan a little bit, where he's just got stones. He doesn't care. And I'll be honest with you, I think Dan Campbell, if he had it his way, him and the opposite coach would just slug it out and see who wins the game.
I love Campbell. I love it. They asked him about the line of the game and how they were favored. And he's like, we can't bet. That does absolutely nothing for us. They're like, did you talk to the guys? And he's like, no. I think we can't fucking bet. It doesn't mean anything.
Right. So, but yeah, Jackson, I do like the Vikings -3. I mean, Dolphins -3. That Vikings, man, I don't know. The Vikings money line, I believe they're getting. I don't know what they are on the money line. I think they're +105, if I'm not mistaken, or plus 115. Let me actually take a look at it right now so I can get you the exact number of what they are on the money line. Vikings. Yeah, Vikings are plus 105 on the money line, which is nice. I mean, they are the better team. And something's going on here because the Vikings are 10-2 and the Lions are 5-7. And for the Lions to be favored, that's weird, man. That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know they've been playing better lately, but I don't know. Our defense is such shit. Maybe that, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe with Swift.
Yeah, but Detroit's defense is equally shit.
That way, I don't know, bro. It's just weird.
Agreed. It's weird. It's with something weird is happening there.
Yeah. Blurpy, what up, Blurpy? Start Evans, Judy, or Knight at flex this week.
It's got to be Mike Evans, no?
Yeah. As much as I hate it, I'll play Mike Evans.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable playing Mike Evans, but it's Mike Evans.
Definitely. T. Higgins and Godwin are his wide receivers. That must have been the other question. Okay, we got that. Homer or Devonta? Devonta.
Yeah, it's Devonta.
Actually, a really good play though this week, but I'll still roll with Devonta.
Same.
And, Simp said it was full PPR. That question with Jamal, Homer, and Mike Will. I'm going with Mike Will and Homer on that one still. Do you guys change your outlook on that question, if being that it's full PPR with Mike Will, Jamal Williams, and Homer?
No, I'm kind of forced to start Homer this week, so I'm hoping he does something. But I still like Mike Will and Jamal.
Yeah, I mean, the full PPR definitely changes it for me because as I'm looking at Jamal Williams, bro, he hasn't had a single target in like a month and a half. A single target. Now, I understand he's their goal line back and he's getting touchdowns. And we were talking about this, me and Blanc, a couple of weeks ago, where it's just like, you know, you can't depend on Jamal Williams getting touchdowns, but he's doing it. Like the sample size.
But he can do it.
The sample size is large enough. We're in week 14 for crying out loud that you can't just ignore it and say you can't. You know what I mean? But for full PPR purposes, yeah, I mean it just changed my tune a little bit because he hasn't had a single target in the passing game in a month and a half. So if that's the case, I'll lean Homer here, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, even when you look at the last 4 games for Jamal Williams, 11, 24, 10, and 9. The game he scored 24 points, he had 3 touchdowns. So literally just scoring touchdowns and doing some cardio. That's about it. And then the other games, he's had 11, 10, and 9. He's had touchdowns in each of those games, but absolutely nothing after that. So
how could you kill somebody for scoring touchdomes?
I'm not.
No, what he's saying is
the point is that even with the touchdown, he's capped at 10 points. That's what I'm saying is that even with the touchdown, he's capped at 10 points. Meanwhile, Homer could get 5 catches and for 20, 30 yards and boom, he's got the same points as Jamal Williams.
He could.
Touchdown.
He could. But have we seen Homer do that? What are we?
No, but he's gonna get the volume at least.
Yeah. And
in a pretty good offense.
Blurpy said, or pick up Homer and drop James Cook.
No, don't drop James Cook.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't drop James Cook. Is this is part of the question with Evans, Judy, and Knight? So, yeah, I think I'm still rolling Evans, but I'm not gonna drop James Cook for Homer because after like this week, Homer pretty much back to his normal role. So
of nothingness.
Yeah. Saquon is out, Breida or Homer? So that's a good question.
Homer. I think that's Homer.
I'll still go with Homer as well.
Yeah.
Not that it make a huge difference. My opponent has Geno. I mean, yeah, that doesn't matter.
No, I wouldn't factor that in.
Yeah. Dan Campbell might drop the punter for real. Dude hates punting. Tomorrow's game is coming down to 4th down conversions.
Dan Campbell got stones.
I fucks with Dan Campbell.
Yeah. That's a fully grown up man. He'll rip a tree out of the ground with his bare hands.
Ever since the heart,
people
got some people got some respect.
I don't even. I mean, the Hard Knocks, yes, but I just think it's like people have so much respect for the dude because that's been such a bad franchise for so long. And forget about that. Like they fight out there. You know what I mean? They fight, they scrap, they claw, they want to fucking. What did he say? We want to rip people's knees off or some shit.
We're gonna bite their kneecaps off or some shit like that.
So he seemed like a fucking nut job when he said that, but I don't think he was lying. I think he was dead ass telling the truth. He really would bite somebody's kneecap off.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, definitely. Campbell's built like a Viking. Yeah, that dude is fucking.
Yeah, he is
monster.
Yo, I could see Dan Campbell at like 70 years old still walking down the street punching people square in the face.
He probably drinks raw eggs for breakfast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He eats straight raw liver too. He just rips it with his teeth.
Oh, swag. All right, what else is happening? All right, since Bagala hates some Baker Mayfield, what do you feel about him taking it to you the other night? Well, not to you, but you know what I mean.
I don't hate Baker Mayfield. I just knew that he wasn't going to make the difference you were making it. You making him, the difference maker he was going to be. Like if you're looking
on Thursday.
Well, if you're looking for Baker Mayfield to come in and be the difference for your team, I just don't think he can do that. But if he's in a really good system with really good surrounding pieces around him, I think Baker Mayfield can be, a really good quarterback. Now, it was awesome to see him, lead that drive and get that win because, Baker's been down bad for a little bit more than a year now, going on a year. So that was good for him. But also let's give, I give credit to Baker, but what the fuck were the Raiders doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You get the 2 penalties. Carr throws an interception in the end zone. And Derek Carr forgot how to play football once he didn't have Jacobs to hand the ball off to. And on that last touchdown, why are you playing press man coverage when the only way he beats you is a touchdown? Why are you up there? Why are you in front of that guy's face? It just doesn't make any sense. So
that's such a Raiders thing to happen.
It doesn't make any sense. The only thing that beats you is a touchdown. Why are you pressing? But why are you pressing? Why aren't you up?
I didn't think it
makes no sense.
I think they thought they didn't think Baker Mayfield could beat them.
I guess so.
And they rolled the dice, and they rolled the dice and crapped out.
I guess so, but that corner up that's in you can only get beat over the top, bro. You have to keep everything in front of you. So it was good to see Baker do the things that he did, but let's also say like the Raiders are pretty bad at football. They're really bad at playing football, and that's what it is. But Baker can be a decent quarterback. I would love to see him go somewhere where he can sit a year, behind somebody. LA is the perfect spot.
Sit a year.
Sit a year. I don't know about that.
Bro.
Yeah.
He sat enough years, dude.
I would like to see him be a backup somewhere. A nice backup somewhere. Sit a year or two, like LA, sit behind Matt Stafford. Learn from Matt Stafford, learn from a veteran, and then go from there. That's what I would like to see. I think it'll help Baker tremendously.
I don't think Baker Mayfield has the maturity to do that. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he has the maturity to sit there and go, this could be a good opportunity for me. So if I do sit here, now I'll be able to be, go out there, show what I have, blah, blah, blah. Matthew Stafford gets hurt or whatever. Nah, I don't. And
I do.
I don't think Baker Mayfield's that good.
He might not be. He might not be. But when you're saying you don't think he has the maturity, Listen, he lost a job in Carolina, and he didn't piss and moan about it or nothing like that. You saw him on the sidelines. He was with his teammates. He was doing those things, and he was happy for his team whenever something went good. So Baker Mayfield's not a bad football player. He's not a bad teammate. You know what I'm saying? He's just been in some unfortunate situations. The worst thing for him in Cleveland was them getting Odell Beckham Jr. That was the worst thing.
I guess. I mean,
because that's a big ego to feed, and he was trying to feed that ego, and then what happened? He turned around, the fucking guy turned on him. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a good situation, and I think Baker was better when they didn't have him. Whenever Odell wasn't on the field, Baker was better, right? If you look at tape, check tape. Whenever OBJ didn't play, Baker was much better.
Ton of pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think I brought it up yesterday, even on yesterday's episode. And I think we spoke about this once before too. Is Baker threw a touchdown to somebody on the Browns. I don't remember who it was. Might have been Higgins at the time or whatever. And OBJ.
He had to explain himself basically.
OBJ and Landry were walking off the field, just walking together off the field, not celebrating with everybody. And Baker, went up to them, put his arms around them both, and it's like, I'll get y'all. Yours is coming, or some shit, something of that nature. I don't remember the exact word.
But why does he have to do that?
Which is exactly my point of, how much, pressure that he, kind of had to go through and, deal with that and, forced to kind of, throw the ball to places where he might not have felt was the right place to go with the football. And of course that has, that could have obviously some effect. So, I think that's part of it. Again, Baker, obviously he's got to be better in general, but at this point in time, I mean, he's going to be no more than a backup quarterback that's going to be going around, with injuries that happen to other QBs, and people need a QB. That's just what he is.
I think he needs to find a spot where he can sit behind the quarterback and then wait for his chance. Kind of like what happened with Mitch Trubisky, And
how'd that work out for Mitch Trubisky?
Well, but Trubisky's fucking sucks. So you never know how it's going to work out. But I think that's what needs to happen for Baker. Go to a place, sit. LA's the perfect spot, bro. He can sit behind Matt Stafford. He can learn from Matt Stafford. And then, who knows? He might get another shot. I don't think his time is over because I still think Baker got skill. Bro, it's not easy to come in on a Tuesday, play on a Thursday, and lean a 98-yard drive. You're not just playing football when you're a quarterback. You can't tell him to go out there and play football. You have to know some of the route concepts, some of the plays. That shit is hard as fuck to do as a quarterback. It's not like he's on defense.
Would you attribute that more to what Baker did or what the Raiders didn't do?
Both can be true.
So
both can be true.
I mean, listen, at this point in time, nobody's going to have him sit behind somebody and learn. They're rather just draft a rookie at that point and go with.
That was going to be my next point.
Go with a better talent and athleticism than to take
an upside.
He's just going to be a backup QB for the rest of his.
And also, too, think about this: is that Baker is going to be way more expensive than drafting a rookie. So that's also another factor too on why teams would rather go out there and just draft a rookie and go from there. Like if you have Matt Stafford, what sense does it make? Now I know in the Rams situation, their draft capital is just absolutely horrendous. But if it was a situation that a team would say, fuck it, I'll go out there and take a second round quarterback or a third round quarterback and not have to pay him $15 million, which is something Baker would command, $10 to $15 million. Fuck it. Would you rather have right now Jimmy G or Baker Mayfield? You'd rather have Jimmy G.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Baker, he's not going to get $15 million to be a backup. That is not going to happen.
No, to be a starter, that's the thing, is that people are not going to pay him starter money. They're going to
No, he's not going to be a starter. He's going to get backup money. He'll be a backup. Maybe he's a bridge quarterback, for a team where they draft a quarterback and they want to take their time with that quarterback so they can bring Baker in and they have him play a couple of games, kind of like they did with Trubisky and Pittsburgh, and bridge it together. But those are the chances that he needs to take. You know what I'm saying? And listen, at the end of the day, if you play football and you're good at it, you're going to get a job. So he needs to take his opportunities and chances where he's going to get it. May it be a bridge quarterback, may it be a backup, and then go from there.
If you're a bridge quarterback, your days are over as being what you were drafted to be, and that's the bottom line to me.
Yeah. But you could say that, but then again, you can't say that, because whenever you get time on the field, it's always an audition for the next team.
Yeah, I understand. Even if you're a bridge. But what I'm saying is, what quarterback, especially in our lifetime, since we've really been into football, what quarterback in Baker's situation that's ended up being that bridge kind of guy has just went somewhere and all of a sudden revived his career and been another 7-8 year starter?
But what I'm saying is, for him, that's the path that he needs to try. That's the path that he needs to follow if he wants to be a starting quarterback.
We're with you on it's possible. I think we're just trying to say, like, just look at history and everything, and like, all right, it's done. What's done,
and the state of the NFL, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's probably a backup, more than likely. Jose, but I'm saying,
shout out to Jose. What's up, Jose? He says thank you for the Herbert card, 420 Hustler Network. So every couple weeks I try and get on with 420 Hustler on his page, and they were doing a giveaway for Thanksgiving. And I put up the Herbert rookie card to give out as part of their thing that they were doing, and Jose wound up winning the card, so he's showing some love. So appreciate you, Jose.
Nice, thanks, Jose.
Valves, healthy Chargers or Vikings? Which one is the better team? I'm rolling with the Vikes, but who y'all
healthy,
got?
fully healthy team. Chargers is a better team, fully healthy.
Hammer, what you got?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Now it's can you rely on Keenan being healthy? Can you rely on Mike Williams staying healthy?
Well, I guess he's just saying roster. Just think about being fully healthy. Roster, guy for guy, fully healthy. If you look at the rosters, what's the better team?
I agree with that, but history has told me that a lot of the best skill guys for the Chargers are not going to stay healthy, meaning those two wide receivers.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Probably not. They just get hurt. But fully healthy?
We don't know what they are pretty much this year when they're fully healthy. We haven't even seen that. So
yeah.
They're not,
but if they are,
but
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this. One of the most overrated statements in the NFL is, fully healthy. When you play in the NFL, nobody is ever going to be right. There's no such thing. You know what I mean? So, So I think as people and as NFL fans and as everything, we always want to see, or we always want to believe that a team or a player or a situation is going to play up to its optimal, situation. And in the NFL, that's very, 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 very rarely, if ever, going to be the case. So obviously it's a legitimate question to ask, but the injuries are right. The injuries are what they are. You know what I mean? So obviously I like a lot of the Chargers skill players, more. I think obviously they have the better quarterback. Justin Jefferson is obviously the better of the receivers, and but I think the Chargers have a better defense when they're healthy. With a J.C. Jackson, with a Bosa, with some of those. Khalil Mack obviously is on the Chargers now, so I think got man for man, the Chargers have a better team. But the Chargers just can't stay healthy, and that's a factor. You can't just ignore that.
No, and everybody knows that, and I think that's why Val says fully healthy.
Yeah.
What team is better? But if you look at it coming into the year before a game was even played on paper, what was the better? Who would you have thought would a better team would be? You would say, yeah. I think this Chargers team has more talent. Derwin James, Bosa, Mack, Herbert. I mean, their offensive line still struggles. They got Eckler, they have two really good wide receivers, and and shit like that. So yeah, I think so. Even though I think for the Vikings, adding Hawkinson was big.
Yeah, Big Hawk, my guy. Val says, if you went back in time in 2020, would you draft Herbert instead of Jefferson if you had a chance? I don't know if that was possible, but especially with Kirk's contract. But yeah, absolutely, I would rather have a young, Herbert than Kirk. Yeah, definitely. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think I agree. And just from the standpoint of look where some of these you can draft a wide receiver. Not saying you can't draft a quarterback, but there's a lot more depth at the wide receiver position. And if you miss on a wide receiver, yeah, it sucks. But there's always guys out there. If you miss on a quarterback, ask the Jets how much it sucks to miss on quarterbacks and ask them how long their franchise has been terrible. So Steve is absolutely right here. You got to take the quarterback. If you get the stud quarterback, you can fill the ancillary parts. You can go out and draft. You could trade for a wide receiver from another team and get him and get the stud wide receiver that way. So, it's got to be the quarterback.
Yeah, I would have took Herbert just because you get to restart the clock on the most important position on the field. You got a nice young one, you know what I'm saying, and then you go from there. And like we said, Kirk's only good at 1 o'clock. So if all your games, your game's gonna be scheduled at noon, then you're good. You know what I'm saying? But typically, playoff games start at 6. So,
but yeah, even with Herbert, with Keenan Allen obviously getting old and Mike Williams not being able to stay healthy and Josh Palmer just kind of solidifying, he's just basically a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. I think they could easily. I've seen a bunch of mocks where they draft a top rookie in this draft coming up. So, and it'd be the perfect time where they don't have to actually plug him in to start right away. Like they can kind of try and groom him and work him in. And then obviously during the season, shit'll get ramped up, especially towards the end. But
yeah, they definitely need a receiver.
But yeah, I've seen them draft a wide receiver in quite a few drafts coming up. And Jigba has been one of them that I've seen.
They could go wide receiver here. I would think about it too.
Jigba. I would love to see Jigba there with
I would think about if I were them drafting a wide receiver too. Also, just because, like you said, Keenan's getting old. Mike Williams is getting up there. Yeah. And I don't want to say Josh Palmer established himself as only a wide receiver 2 or 3 because you never know year to year who's going to take a step. How hard they work, things like that. So it can always change. But I will say Josh Palmer he has some talent. But do they need a difference maker? Yeah, they do, because Keenan it doesn't look like Keenan's looking like he's being held together by threads at this point.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's talk about Joshua Palmer for a second. At least, I don't know how you guys feel about him, but yeah, I feel like in fantasy, he's pretty much like a wide receiver 3, but in real life, it's like he can't be more than the wide receiver 2 on any team. At least that's what I feel like. He's not a great route runner. He doesn't win on the routes often. He grades horrible in reception perception. I'm not.
Yeah, but
I think he's okay, but they need a new guy to come in and kind of really be that actual wide receiver 1.
I would say that, yeah, they definitely do. But like you said, Steve, the routes and things like that, all of that goes into mastering your craft. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what a guy can be until, a little bit further. What is this, his second year? You know what I'm saying? So
at least be,
yeah, it's his second year. So you never know what he can be. Maybe he takes a step. Maybe he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Who you really never know. So he's young enough where I can say, all right, he's a decent, solid receiver. The book is still out on what he could actually be. You know what I'm saying? I think. I just like to give young guys like that little bit of time. You know what I'm saying?
I could see that point of view, but especially in Dynasty, it's like, obviously we don't know what's going to happen, but you look at those more important things that the wide receiver can control compared to what they can't control, right? So they can control how well they run a route, how well they, get separation and all that kind of stuff. And
but that's fixable.
For me, those are not necessarily. I mean, shit, you've had a ton of time to, you make it to the NFL, you better know how to run around. How much better are you really going to get at running routes?
You can get exceptionally better if you practice at it.
We want to find the guys that have that already, or that we know, has that already. Like we knew Garrett Wilson, we knew Olave were extremely great route runners coming into the NFL. So their opportunity for success is a lot higher than a guy like Palmer, where he's just not like, he reminds me of like a Gabe Davis. Like he's just a product of the environment, like good offense, and he's gonna get what he's gonna get, but he's just not a great overall like talent. He's not gonna like burn you on routes and shit like that. But
all I'm saying is, I guess he has talent there to like.
He's in the NFL, of course he's got talent.
Yeah, the talent is there where. Those are fixable things where, you never know. He works on his craft.
But I think
it could be something else.
But once again, even what I said about Baker, once you're already in your 4th, 5th, 6th year, you kind of are what you are. You don't all of a sudden turn into Jerry Rice.
No. But Palmer's not in his 4th, is he?
2nd, I think.
He's in his 2nd year.
I think
it feels like he's been around longer.
No, he was a rookie last year.
Was he really? Why does it feel like he's been around longer?
It's only his 2nd season, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I just feel like I can see like what he is already. For me, at least, I don't think he gets much better than what he is. I just think he is who he is, but that's just my opinion.
But also too, it'll tell you what they do in the draft, what they think about Palmer. Not to say they don't like him as a 2 or a 3. You know what I mean? But if they're actively out there seeking, a wide receiver in the 1st round, that lets you know what they think about him.
Oh, well, you need more than one wide receiver.
Well, I think we can all agree.
I understand that.
Tell me if not. Can we all agree that he's not a like wide receiver 1?
Oh no, not right now. No, he's not.
No, well, I'm not right now. I'm saying in general, can he ever be? Does he have what it takes to actually be the wide receiver 1? From what I've seen so far, no.
I have, I don't. We watch him so. I mean, we get, we watch a little bit of him. We watch most of them. I don't get that feeling either. I'm just saying, I give young players the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he can be that either. You know what I'm saying? But I do like his size, his speed, and things like that. But I'm with you on what you're saying, Steve. I just like to give the younger players a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
Why did I feel like Josh Palmer was in the league a lot longer? That was
no,
weird.
dude.
Because Mike Williams or Keenan Allen, one of them is always hurt, so we always hear Palmer coming up.
Yeah, you always hear his name.
He wasn't really that productive when Keenan and Mike Williams was out, but when one or the other is out, is where he kind of, is where he can be good. But we saw that one. Stevie B, Secret Lover. What up, my guy? 6-man league. I'm 7-5. I think this is just Isaac fucking around because he has always the same face there, but he changes the thing. I love
Is that Tyreek Hill?
I don't know. It might be. 6-man league. I'm 7-5. Josh Allen, CMC, Eckler, Tyreek, Diggs, Andrews, Devontae, Jefferson, Breece Hall, King Henry, Zeke. Should I trade Zeke and Andrews for Kelsey to push for the playoffs?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got a ton of fucking people on that team. It's a 6-man league. Go get Kelsey.
6-man league? I'm not crazy that.
Jackson said Homer or Miles Sanders.
You can play Miles Sanders and feel good about it, Jackson.
Who's the Eagles playing?
The Giants, motherfucker.
The Giants. Yeah, I guess you can play Miles. I don't love it, but yeah, I guess you can play Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders has been good this year.
Unless it's full PPR, I'm going Homer.
Who does Seattle have this week?
I will still keep saying it. They got the Giants. Oh no,
not
Seattle.
Hold on.
Carolina.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna lean Homer here.
still going Homer. Yeah, especially if it's half PPR or full.
I think I'm leaning Homer here. Yeah. I listen. I think Miles Sanders definitely had a bounce back year from what he had last year. But I think Homer is going to have the opportunities with no, obviously, Ken Walker and who's the other running back they have?
DJ Dallas.
No DJ Dallas. So he's going to get the volume. He should get at least 15 to 20 opportunities between rushing and receiving. So I like that volume there.
Yeah.
You just never know when Miles Sanders is going to get vultured by Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's true too. What up, Joy? Thanks for tuning in. Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't for us there. That really helps us out. It's a way to support the channel. Again, we appreciate y'all. But Joy, must-win week for a lot of us. Should I start Mike Williams or Hopkins?
D-Hop, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I'm going D-Hop.
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess I'll take D-Hop as well. Again, Mike Williams' first game back.
And can get re-injured at any time.
Could have been injured at any time, too. But, yeah, I'll roll with Hopkins here until we see Mike Williams come back and actually produce. If we've got D-Hop as the other option, I think we'll just roll with D-Hop every single time. What about y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
D-Hop.
Secret Lover. Prize pool is 200. It's a 6-man. Should I pay each 10 to give up so I can make profit? I don't even know what that means, bro. I'm trying to make sense of this. Does that make? I don't know. Should I pay each 10 to give up so I can make profit? I don't know what that means. Does that make sense to y'all?
I have no idea what's happening here.
Jackson said it is full PPR. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely rolling with Homer on that. I think Bagala loves him some Miles Sanders, but.
Yeah, Miles Sanders is pretty good. Start, bench, cut, blackjack, roulette, or pool.
Oh, I'm starting blackjack. I know Blanc's starting roulette.
You know damn right we starting the roulette, baby.
I love me some pool. It's a little bit less luck, more of what I can control.
We're each.
That's true.
We're each starting a different Jack roulette.
Yep.
Who are we benching and who are we cutting? I'm gonna cut blackjack for me, and I'll bench pool. What about y'all?
Yeah, I guess I'll.
Go ahead.
I'll bench blackjack and I'll cut roulette.
Really?
Yeah. I'm benching pool and I'm cutting roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time you didn't want to play roulette, Hammer, I walked out with like 7 beans. And
yeah, that's fine, but
that's a lot of luck, dude. You just rolling a fucking bowl.
It's a lot of it is luck. It's all luck.
But it is all luck. Absolutely.
I think what Boggle.
That's why I like it, because it's just hit or miss. You either win or you lose, and that's just it.
Yeah, and I think what Bagala said is perfect. Like in pool, you have the most control. In blackjack, you have some control. Roulette, you have no control.
I'll take you behind a woodshed in some pool. Take all your fucking money.
Joyce, appreciate y'all. Of course, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. Also, you think ETN will be better for the playoffs? Yeah, I think ETN will be better.
It should be okay.
I'm not worried about that. They signed Henderson and then released his bum ass.
Even though I do think they need to get another running back in there just so ETN is not taking a pounding.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get like a crazy amount of carries. They still somewhat like limited a little bit, but
he needs a breather sometimes, bro. They be running him.
Jackson says he's gonna head out. He's about to go watch John Wick with his girl. All right, brother.
I like that.
Nice.
Have fun with Latina, Stevie. I got no Latinas here tonight, but I might go out on the hunt for some.
Yeah. Good to see you too, Jackson. Stay safe.
Hammer.
John Wick is always good.
Hammer, your Packers are ass, which they are.
Yes.
Bagala, it's good to see you, brother. Stay safe.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Appreciate you, Jackson. As always.
Jackson, you were so complimentary of me when Bagala wasn't here, all of a sudden, fucking Abu Akbar shows up and got a pack as an ass.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Jackson said he'll catch us tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna make the 11 because I have my daughter and I gotta drop her off. So I'm not. Hammer, are you available for 11 tomorrow?
It depends. I might. I gotta like do some laundry and shit.
I can actually roll solo tomorrow morning.
All right. So if anything, we'll get Bagala to roll solo, but I will be on at 12 o'clock on Fantasy Football Network. So you can always follow there. I'll be on with those guys over there at 12 because I should be back by that time. But yeah, just keep an eye out tomorrow. Well, either way, we'll be around whether it's here with just Bagala, and then you can tune into us at Fantasy Football Network as well. But again, Jackson, thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow, brother. Have fun with your girl watching that John Wick.
John Wick is awesome.
Actually, I bought the whole DVD thing with like all of the movies in it, and I watched them all just like back to back.
I've been actually streaming the John Wick. I'm in the middle of the second one. Yeah.
Just look, Tony Jones is projected for more points than Homer. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, don't listen to Yahoo. Tony Jones will get some work though.
I mean, I don't even think he knows all of the plays. I don't think. I think that was one of the things that they were talking about as well. But listen, Homer's been there.
Yeah, he'll be the first back to get a crack at it,
and he'll get some receiving work.
Yeah,
and then don't forget, Homer was out last week, so that's why Tony Jones was up there. But they believe in Homer more than they do Tony Jones. So, would you play a game tomorrow for the Jets at center if they sent you an offer right now for $100,000 1 week contract? Bro, I'd play a game for the Jets tomorrow to sweep the fucking stadium for $100,000.
Yep.
Let alone play center, but yeah,
I'll play center. Take your hand, put it right under there.
Yeah, we know who you want to play quarterback. His name starts with Casper. Sorry,
that's fine.
He didn't deny it.
I actually play a game for the Jets at center for free, bro. Play a game in the NFL. It's priceless.
That's true. Also, that's
priceless. Priceless to be on that field.
Yeah,
to get the experience almost.
I'm taking the money, dude, because I'm not gonna wake up the next day and feel like I got into a car accident for free. Send that check.
Yeah,
I love football.
You would get mauled though, probably realistically. Yeah, realistically.
Absolutely, I would love every minute of it too.
I'm about 6 foot 175, soaking wet.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting mauled, but I could take a beating.
I would love every minute of it. Line me up right in front of Vita Vea. I'd love every minute of it.
About your daughter's hustle. Well, my daughter don't have a hustle yet because she's only 3.5. But passion or support for the future. Yeah, I mean, she's always supported me. She always messes around with my computer.
Yeah, I think her hustle and passion is probably goes as far as cheese doodles in the sippy cup right now, right? Daddy, give me some crackers.
Running, though, I'll give her that. She loves running. I gotta get some cones so I can do some fucking drills and shit. But yeah, she loves to run. Her mom was a little track star, so. Jackson, damn, I caught that last jab. Dude said Bagala looked like Saddam Hussein put on pounds. Love you, Hammer. Christian Watson carries your Packers. That's been absolutely true, bro. He says you got a dime piece and everyone's just jealous, Hammer. Jackson, coming back to your side.
I appreciate that, Jackson. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's all you need. Just come back.
Jackson,
come back full circle.
You don't have to make him feel good. It's all right. It's okay if you like me better than him. It's all right. You can say that.
Yo, not for nothing. Jackson's been popping on and telling me how good I look, how cute I am. Right, Blanc? Like at least twice a week.
Yeah, I mean, he don't tell me that. Fuck.
No, he don't.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, this show's taken a couple of turns the last couple of shows.
That is, that's funny. What else? What else we got on this? On the docket. Yeah, what else has been happening in fantasy? Guys, throw out any last questions and stuff that you have before we hop off here. But okay, let's talk about I guess the moment I guess we've all been waiting for. Desmond Ridder finally over Mariota. What do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I think that was just bound to happen at some point. See what they got, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what he got. I don't want to, question him or judge him just yet. Can't judge him based on, he was okay in college. He did good enough to get drafted. He looks the part, big, big kid. Got size, got a good solid arm. He's a little bit mobile. So
doesn't he feel like a younger version of Mariota when Mariota came out?
Well, he looks older than Mariota when he came out. Desmond Ridder looks like he's 45. But
like Leonard Fournette, right? Leonard Fournette came out and looked like he was somebody's grandfather.
Yeah, so but I'm actually excited to see what he can do because they got weapons in Atlanta, especially on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, they spent two top 10 picks, top 12,
top 10.
You might as well fucking get a damn QB to throw them the ball. I mean,
Yep.
I've also seen a mock where they actually draft they draft Bijan.
That's going to be rough.
That crazy.
That's maybe.
They're all over the place right now with the mocks. I mean,
you're not going to get a really what's name.
Probably get more
realistic,
closer, especially once the draft happens and stuff like that, because there's going to be guys moving obviously up and down the board.
Yeah, and you don't know what trades are going to happen and things like that. So.
Yeah, we had a crazy offseason last year, so we'll see. But a lot of RBs in free agency this year. Bagala looking like he about to make love to a plush while drinking Starbucks. Then he's gonna go to Walmart and buy a PS5.
Nah, he's an Xbox kind of dude. He don't know nothing about a grown man's console.
Yeah, that is.
It works just fine. They're both the same shit.
Oh shit! Jackson said, "Bagala, I love you, dude, but you got no business talking here. You was MIA for months." Yes, this is true. And he had me going crazy listening to the two goons.
Also, Ham is cute as fuck, and Stevie's hairline is killing you, dog. So I'm sorry, Jackson. I left you alone with these two fuckheads. Listen, but I'm back now.
To be fair, I knew the hairline was going early, so I did have long hair for like 5-6 years, which I loved my luscious locks at that time.
Jackson, you gotta cool it. You're getting Hammer a little. You're getting Hammer a little too excited here by calling him cute. So you don't know Hammer like we know Hammer, and
say what you got to say. Go ahead.
He'll you don't know him like we know him. He'll track you down. Next thing you know, you'll be looking out your window, and there goes Hammer.
First of all, I don't even know what you mean by that. We're gonna address that at some point.
Oh God! Would you fist fight McGregor for $1 million or Mahomes for 1,000?
Oh, $1 million. Take the $1 million.
If I'm gonna get into a fight, I might as well fight McGregor, right? And get more money, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not about winning at that point. It's about getting the money.
Cashing in.
I mean, I might be in a coma after fighting McGregor, but once I'm out, shit, I got $1 million.
No. I'm the first hit. I'm going down. Bow. That's it. Run me my check when I wake up, and I feel like I'll beat the shit out of Patrick Mahomes and then get $1,000. So
It won't even feel worth it at that point.
No, it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Mahomes played for like the Eagles or the Cowboys, it doesn't matter. I get a chance to take him out. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, left guy looks like Home Alone kid when he grew up and had serious addiction. Oh man, that's bad. Yeah, he looked bad when that happened. I don't think I looked that bad, but
what guy?
Left
Damn,
guy.
who is this guy? Oh, left guy, Steve.
Yeah. We had one yesterday, which was really funny. What they say about me and Kyle? It was I don't remember. We'd have to look. It was Dahmer and
the multiverse mashup. I watched the show, the multiverse matchup with Dahmer and I forgot the other guy. You're right.
Which was pretty funny. That was funny.
You could pass for a Dahmer.
We gotta know who. I would love to know who it is regularly because he always changes his thing. Little looks like Chris Brown's white cousin who loves Sunday and orders a turkey and cheese.
It might be turkey and Swiss, but it's a valid point.
Oh shit! Oh, no.
I'm done with this fucking guy. That makes no sense.
Don't forget, we do got the Tua card going out for Christmas giveaway for all the subscribers. Make sure you're subscribed. Listen,
I don't really like Subway.
Guys, you get one entry for every time you tune in and comment in the chat. So every time you tune in and comment in the chat, you get an entry.
This nigga's still laughing.
I can't.
This nigga's still laughing.
Yeah, that was
no fucking sense, dog. Oh,
that was good. Give us one for Bagala, Stevie B.
I think he just did.
Give us one for Bagala. Got the little.
You look like Chris Brown's white cousin who goes to Subway and orders turkey and cheese.
You got to give us at least one more for Bagala here. You got me. You got Hammer. You got to throw something at Bagala here. So let us know.
I don't even know how that relates.
So fucking stupid.
Listen, I love me some turkey and cheese. So
fucking dumb, yo. What does Subway and turkey and cheese have to do with Chris Brown's white cousin?
Oh man.
All right. You guys got anything else you want to talk about or anything maybe that we missed?
No, I don't know whoever the fuck that is. But
wait a minute. Why
anymore,
why would he say left guy looks when his tag is Stevie B secret lover?
There's somebody.
I gotta find out who this is.
They usually change their things. He's always got some funny stuff going on, but he does give us serious questions. So we appreciate you, and we appreciate the little laugh.
We do. We do. Yes.
I don't appreciate that. That shit was offensive. I don't like turkey and cheese.
Hammer likes turkey and cheese. Hammer likes that shit extra fucking mayonnaise.
Nah. Lettuce, tomato, baby.
Oh
shit! But Bagala looks like the homeless version of Moana's friend if he was living off of crack and injections, growing a God of War type beard.
You can't. Where do you get this? Is this just in the arsenal?
No.
Listen, we appreciate you, Secret Beast Sticker Lover.
Yeah, man.
But
it's
anyway,
good laughs.
Unless y'all got anything y'all want to throw out there, make sure.
Oh man, that's about it. I think I'm gonna go stream
everything
a little bit, and I'll be on in the morning.
All right, you definitely gonna be on tomorrow?
Yes. Just send a link.
All right, so I'll send you. Yeah, I'll set it up and send you everything. It's pretty simple to.
Yeah. We'll talk about it off there.
Anyway, guys, we out. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Join us in the morning, 11.
Definitely.
We got no outro music.
Yeah, we do. We don't have outro music because the shit fucked me. Let me see if it works. Let me try one more time. See if this shit. They were screwing. It's giving
together.
Why is it giving me an error, bro? Something's going on, and I don't know. But anyway,
we'll figure it out.
Maybe see. Let me know if you can hear this. Let me just play it.
There you go. Now we can cut it off.